Hi guys, we are back with another episode of Sorry, I'm Rambling. I'm so sorry that this episode is coming out super late, but yeah, life has just been getting in the way of everything lately. But we're gonna persevere and stay strong. So, as usual, how are you guys doing? What's going on? Comment anything, like even if you had fucking broccoli for breakfast, comment it down. I'm so curious. How is everything going in your life? So, in today's episode, we are going to be talking about it's very common, everyone knows this. We're going to be talking about FOMO. And if you are like me and you just forget what these random acronyms mean, like every once in a while, FOMO means the fear of missing out. Literally, it's the fear of missing out. And we're going to talk about basically how social media and seeing other people's lives make it easy for us to feel like we're missing out. If at the end of this, if you could please share some moments when you felt left out or behind in life and maybe discuss how to deal with it, yeah, that would be fun. It would be great to interact with you guys like that. We're also going to discuss how to deal with FOMO without letting it control your happiness. Yeah, so how do we get this started? FOMO. Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. I am in uni. I'm a university student. Yeah. Your girl is studying to get a degree. It feels like a scam. It definitely is a scam, but we are gonna keep pushing because we need that degree. Now, FOMO in uni is huge. It's explosive. It's the biggest thing ever. Basically, you feel like you're not doing enough, and when you do what you're doing, it's like you've done too much. It's this weird in between where we can't really place where to put ourselves. Take for instance, I have like a little bit under negative in the bank, but my friend, well, not my friend, an acquaintance, somebody I met, somebody I smiled at, like, oh, hi, what's your name, what's your course, what year are you in? Yeah, that kind of person. She was like, she's going for a party, and she basically said everyone else is going for the party. And I instantly, in that moment, I was like, oh, now I have to go for the party, or I'm gonna miss out, and it's gonna be this huge thing. So with like negative dollars in my account, I'm like, yeah, of course, let's do this, let's go. I'm gonna go for the party, and I pay for the party. And I go to the party, and the party is shit. I am not even a little bit tipsy, or I'm a little bit tipsy, but it's not doing anything. The music is horrible. The DJ is not a DJ. And I'm just standing there and looking around. I'm thinking, what would I have missed out if I just stayed at home? Guess what? Nothing. University plays a very big role. FOMO plays a very big role in university. And ever since that day, I still do, like, it doesn't go away instantly. I still do find myself basically falling into the trap that is FOMO. My friend would tell me that, oh, I want to get some food at Subway. And I'd be like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I know that I don't want Subway. I don't even like Subway like that. But because she's going there and she's going to walk there with other people, they're going to talk, have conversation, build friendships. I feel like if I don't go with them to Subway, I'm going to miss out on just that little bit of 5-minute bonding. And I go and I spend the money. And it turns out the conversation was about what dog they think is the cutest breed. Like, it's meaningless conversations. For me, uni has been this constant balancing act of feeling like I'm supposed to be having the best time of my life while also trying to keep up with work, making new friends, maintaining our friendships, and somehow not completely lose my mind. Trust me, I am definitely losing my mind. And if I'm being really honest, FOMO hits hard here. You see people in your course going out, joining societies. Oh, don't get me started on societies. Building what looks like this instant, deep friendships, and it leaves you wondering, am I not doing enough? It's like everyone else has this full university experience, and you're just like behind. Like somehow you've missed the deadline for making those close-knit groups or meeting the people who you go through life with, and now you're just trying to catch up. I was talking to my sister the other day, and I was like, I think it's too late. I think I'm at a stage in life where it's too late to make that meaningful friendships that I can call you at 3 a.m. in the morning and talk about how I'm starving, or how I want to watch a movie. Like, I feel like I've missed the bus stop for that 3 a.m., for that friendship, for that relationship with people. One of the toughest parts about the transition is just like, how do you know if you've moved from someone being an acquaintance to someone being a friend? Like, you meet someone, you get along, but then what? How do you bridge that gap between small talk and actually building a friendship? I meet up with people. I say, oh, like, I talk about the latest things. Did you see that celebrity's new hairstyle? Did you see the new building? Did you see the news on this about the whole situation? And then we talk, it goes well. I'm thinking, oh, that was a nice conversation. But they're not gonna text me when they get back to their place. They're not gonna be like, hey, just go back, wanna go see a movie? That's not gonna happen. We talk because we're in the same class. Any other thing, we wouldn't have any common ground to even discuss anything. How do you bridge that gap and actually build a friendship? It's not simple as it looks, and sometimes I worry that I'm missing my chance to make those lasting connections, especially when it feels like everyone already has their group. We're like, what, 6 weeks into uni? Come on, guys. Like, it can't be that easy. And social media definitely does not help. Social media, like, when you're scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter, anything really, any social media app, it could even be LinkedIn, and suddenly everyone's life just looks better, more exciting, like they've got it all figured out, and you're just there. It's like you're missing out on something huge and you're not even sure what it is. And FOMO doesn't just come for social media, it comes everywhere. Like, I don't know what to do. It just feels like I'm missing out on this big thing, and it's this weird mix of feeling like I'm being left behind and feeling like I should be doing more. The thing is, FOMO doesn't just come from a place of wanting to be where everyone is. It's this deeper fear that if you don't do these things, you're somehow not living life to the fullest. You're somehow a hermit, like someone that stays in. That if I'm not constantly socializing, traveling, going to events, posting about it, I'm wasting my time. I gotten so deep into like the social media and FOMO hole that when I find myself doing something, I'm like, oh, I should take a picture. Oh, that will look good for that. I find myself wanting to experience life just so I have a story to tell. And the more I think about it, or the more anyone thinks about it, it can definitely mess with your mind. Like, am I supposed to be out right now? Should I be doing more to make the most of this experience that everyone keeps talking about? But here's the part that really does my head in. FOMO can affect relationships too. Especially when you feel like you're not as close to people as they are with others. That takes the cake. You might see your friends hanging out without you, or maybe you hear about a party that you weren't invited to. It's tough, and suddenly you start questioning your worth in those friendships. You wonder if you're really that important to them, or if you're just an afterthought. My friend was raving about this Halloween party that she's going to go to, and I kept waiting for do you also want to come? Like, what's your costume? I kept waiting for those questions, but it never came. I had to insert it in there and be like, oh, what party is that? Oh, is it for everyone? Oh, can I also come? And when I go back home and I lay in bed and I think about it, I'm like, that was embarrassing. Have I just forced my way into somewhere that I'm not really welcome? And it's tough, it really is. And I've definitely had those moments where I feel like I wasn't part of the inner circle, and FOMO made it 10 times worse. You start thinking, what's wrong with me? Why wasn't I included? And honestly, it can make you feel really isolated, even if you know that, like, logically friendships are more complex than just who's hanging out with who. FOMO makes it feel like more personal. I think for me, the hardest part is that social media makes everything seem immediate. Like, everything's happening right now. And if you're not part of it, you're missing your chance. Obviously, it's not right now. Someone could have recorded a video of them taking a vacation 2 months ago, and they're finally releasing the footage now. But it feels like it's right now. But that's not how real life works, is it? Relationships take time. Friendships grow slowly. And sometimes you just need to give those things a chance to evolve instead of feeling like you're constantly chasing that next moment or the next group of people to hang out with. Making friends, real friends, I think, the kind who actually text you when they see a funny meme or they check in when you've had a bad day or when they know that you're on your period and they could be like, oh, how are you feeling today? That kind of friendship, it takes time and effort. But FOMO tells us that we should have it all now. That we should already be in that deep circle of friends, already having the best of time of our lives. And when we're not, if we feel like we're failing. But here's what I'm learning. This is something that I'm constantly learning every single day. Not everything happens at the same pace for everyone. You might see people who seem like they've got their friendships and relationships figured out, but the truth is, they probably have their own struggles too. We're all just trying to make sense of things, even if it looks like we've all got it together on the surface. You might see me and think, hey, she looks like she's got a good head on her shoulders. She looks like she's got her life ahead of her. No, I don't. I am a bundle of just complete mess. Like, it's a mess. But it might not look that way to you. And this idea of missing out on life, it can spill over into relationships too. When you're trying to connect with someone, especially romantically, and it feels like everyone else is in this perfect relationship. You start questioning yourself, am I doing this wrong? Should we be further along in our relationship by now? Should we be posting cute couple pictures on Instagram to prove that we're happy? It's ridiculous when you say it out loud. But when you're in the moment, those thoughts are real. FOMO messes with your head and makes you second guess your own path, even in relationships. I remember feeling like I needed to move faster in relationships or friendship because it felt like everyone else was already there. But then I realized no one's on the same timeline. I know it feels easy to think of, like, oh, of course, like, oh, not everyone's the same. But in the moment, the pressure to rush into things, whether it's making friends or deepening relationship, it's just FOMO convincing you that you're behind. But you're not. There's no correct speed for this kind of stuff. We've got time. We're not missing out on anything. We're just living our own version of life, and that's enough. But I get it. I really do. FOMO doesn't just go away because we tell ourselves it's not real. It's something we have to keep reminding ourselves of over and over. That it's okay if we're not doing what everyone else seems to be doing. It's okay if our friendships are still developing, or if we're still figuring out how to transition from acquaintances to real friends. It's okay if our relationships are taking their own time to grow. We are not missing out on life. We are living it at our own pace. And that's not just okay, it's necessary. So if you're like me, and you felt FOMO creeping in, just take a second. Take one right now. Just take a second to remind yourself that you're exactly where you need to be. Life isn't passing you by, and the moments that matter will come in their own time. And trust me, when they do, and they will, they'll be worth the wait. So, what about you? Have you ever felt like you're missing out? How has FOMO affected your friendships, relationships, or even your time at uni, at work, at middle school? I would love to hear your thoughts, because honestly, we're all going through this in one way or another, and it helps to talk about it. So let's keep the conversation going. I really want to hear from you guys. That was it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to share this to your friends and follow the podcast. I will see you guys on the next one. Love you. Bye.